good afternoon. Eka sound. Good afternoon. Happy Wednesday. Or whatever it is when you hear the replays. Thank you so much for everyone for being here again to the power of you. The power that you have. Yes, let me drink a little water here. Yes, the power of you. Joining me again on this wonderful Wednesday. Reminding us, yes, that fear and faith can't live in the same place. That's what we're talking about today. Fear and faith cannot live at the same place. I was eating some toast. So today, I want us to just take a minute to just breathe in some nice, very powerful meditation energy to rejuvenate us. I don't know if you can hear this, but y'all will let me know.
I was lonely and afraid.
Can y'all hear this? Give me a thumbs up or a yes.
I relied on others to tell me who I was. I thought of myself unworthy of love. Life's road to redemption has many twists and turns.
Okay, TN says yes, they can hear. Can you hear me? Yes, you can hear me. Okay, yes, can set me free. Fear and doubt has been released from me. When they turn on me, and they turn on you, when they turn on me, Baba, you're the only one I knew. You had my back. This is about the last day, baby. You had my back. Everybody said they can hear it. When death came knocking on my door 3 times. When death came knocking on my door 3 times. Oh, Batala. You had my back. You had my back. Call on Obatala. Hey, y'all. Call on Obatala. Let me hear it out there. Call on Obatala. Oh. Call on Obatala. Call on Obatala. Call on Obatala. Wouldn't have children. That was a lie. They said I wouldn't be a priestess. That was a lie. They said I wouldn't be happy. That was a lie. Cause Obatala got my back. Constant comfort. Your Odu is your cloth. Wrap yourself in your understanding of who you are, baby. Iba yeye, Iba baba, Iba Olodumare. Obatala baba mio. And I give up hope. You're the only one I know. You got my back. You got my back. Hey, he got your back too, baby. You constant comfort. Don't let the haters hate. Don't let them hate on you, baby. Don't let the haters hate. Don't let them hate on you. Don't let the haters hate. Don't shake them off. Oh, Batala. Oh, Batala. Call Batala. The king of white cloud, baby. The one that remains peaceful. Compassion and love. Last shrine. Ringing my bell. When trouble try to find me, I'm nowhere around. I'm blind to the hate, I can't be found. When I throw my shells, they flew my trout. I'm all in white, feeling alright. Why? Tell me where's Obatala? Where's Yeyefini? Heading to the mountaintop, baby. Okay, get Iggy Agula. Constant comfort. We got to stand up and dance, man. We got to get up and dance. Yo. Heading to the mountaintop. Obatala, jaw, jaw. Obatala. Hey! Obatala. Heading to the mountaintop, baby. Constant comfort. Don't let the haters hate. Don't let them hate on you. Do not become an example or a belief that somebody got the power. Baby. Yes, that's what we needed. So y'all go on and listen to this all day. Dance. Turn it up. Open up the window. Help everybody to hear, because this is a place where we have to claim our power. You have to claim your own power. You cannot give your power over to someone else. You cannot do that. It's unfair to yourself. It's unfair to your ancestors' legacy. It's unfair to your Ori. It's unfair to the things that you told God that you came back here to do. So it is not a place for you and a time for you to feel that you have regrets. Okay, so if you are one of those who got my newsletter yesterday, we spoke about the results in so many words as to what we are to do. So in my newsletter, what we stated was, in the newsletter, let me share it with you for those of you who didn't hear, I weren't able to access it. We spoke about the importance of not being afraid. Last night, somebody sent me something about they're going to kill people in North Carolina and all that. I don't believe in that. I don't believe in the fact that because what you say, it will manifest. So if you don't send me any things, any doom and gloom thing. Okay, so it says, my newsletter was the month of November is a fantastic time to shift our energy from fall to winter. The leaves are turning colors, feeling the chill in the air and excitement of the upcoming holiday season. This year's month of November brings to us an excitement of voting for the new president of the United States. And I was speaking about, since my migration to the United States in 1962, I have had the pleasure of witnessing several elections. And each of them bring with it a time of hope, anticipation, fear, and in some cases, panic. The election this year is not, in my opinion, who wins or loses. To me, what is important is how can this wonderful country show up and show out for what it's supposed to represent: freedom, liberty, justice for all. This year's election brings with it a new way of being, while trying to hope that you put the right paper in the box. At the end of the day, the one thing that the election can remind us of is the people are going to be the ones who will act or react to the new direction of all that we're facing. For me, it's a time to seriously ask myself, what part of the new direction of this country am I prepared and be ready to embark on? So I stated it. I knew it was going to change. Whatever will change for us will not stop me from knowing that in the midst of all the chaos of the first 60 days of this new leader, I am going to dig deep, use all of my spiritual tools, skills, traditions, and belief to be vigilant of my reaction to some of the challenges that perhaps may face our communities. Change is the only sure thing in life, and like trees who have adapted to the seasonal changes, we too can see how to flow in the new changes. The trees that have lost their leaves, though they seem dead, they're not. They will use the season to recycle the leaves and as fertilizer, send their sap deep into the roots of the tree to feed the upcoming fruit of the spring. Let us use this season as the squirrels gather the nuts and burying them for feed for the next and they hibernate while in a dormant state in March, preparation for March, April, and May. This is a great time to connect with your dreams, aspirations, disappointments, or personal silent regrets about things you want to change. Spiritual practice is the thing that's going to get us right now. This is a time for us to look at the reading of the year. Download it on my platform, the reading that the International Institute of African Studies and Knowledge, we do it every year. Look at what it says that would happen in the world. It says that this is the world that we are creating. But more than that, looking at, as an African in the diaspora, I always look at this. So the reading of the year in the diaspora is speaking to us and letting us know that this is a year where women will respect themselves. Women should respect themselves and be respected. It's a time to tell the truth of who we are. Don't run without direction. Get clear responsibility. Enhance your ancestor worship. This is a year that there's a war against the African families, and I said not directly African family, but the beliefs of what an African family is supposed to look like. Reconcile your differences. Get a reading on your family. Understand, because this is a time for us to come together. This is the change that all of us have been looking forward to in terms of getting to the point where you understand, I can't keep going the way I'm doing. I can't. So we are here by divine design. All of us weren't enslaved. We need to come together as a community, take more seriously responsibility for educating ourselves and your children about African history and culture, no matter what gender, what race you are. African history is the foundation of all historical, when we go back to look at since the beginning of time. Consider joining forces with others to create classes and schools, for example. Pool our monies to take your children and others to Africa, to African museums. It's important to do so at this time so that we don't disregard the importance of our rituals and our services. There's a list of rituals for us to do. Go on my platform and look at the reading for the diaspora, the reading of the United States. It stated the things that are happening. The reading of the year was saying that we need to be very mindful that we don't get food and we dip water with a basket. All right? This is a reading that came up that spoke to making sure that we are very clear and knowing where you're going and what direction you're going. So in the diaspora, it says the dog has 4 legs but can't travel 1 path. And the reading of the world is telling us that we'll see, Obada or warring, avoid being a slave to envy, avoid being a slave to things that are argumentative and people who are going to be running in fear. Very, very powerful, because warning says you're dipping water with a basket. You're hoping that things are going to go some kind of okie dokie, and you have to look at the fact that the way it's going is because there are times for changing. I lived through, when I moved to this country, there was a Republican, Dwight Eisenhower was in place, and everything that came after them changed dramatically. As a matter of fact, the next president was Kennedy, and he was killed because of the drastic change. This drastic change ends up being one of the things that after Kennedy, we had a series of different, Republican that. I'm not into the politics or the politics, but I'm just saying that I've seen so much in the way that things navigate, and it's always about, at the end of the day, if you're not clear as to why is it that things are going in your way, do something about it. So now, as I said to the in my newsletter, some of the things that I'm making a commitment to doing, and that's what I'm asking you. I'm going to take this time during the next 60 days. I'm taking this time to cut a new large garden space on my property for the new spring garden. I plan to enlarge my herbal medicinal garden, fruit trees and vegetable gardens, and hope for next year's harvesting, for going back to canning, for drying, for smoking meat. I am planning for a Saturday school, where children can hopefully learn and develop skills, and that they can help to look to a new direction for a plan on their careers. The way that the situation is going, people, brown and black and brown people are in a place right now. There's a majority, we don't have any skills. We've got a large number of college graduates, and we have a large number of us that are doing work that requires sitting at a computer. But we are not doing mechanical work. I remember when in school we had shop where boys were learning how to fix cars. They were able to do electrician work, refrigeration. That's what's going to need it now. We have the ability that when things shift, what's going to be needed is not computers. It's going to be, in my opinion, and that's just my opinion because this is my platform. We are going to need to teach our children the skills that they're not having. When I look in my neighborhood, in my community, the young people are hoping to go off to college to be computer designers or sociology majors. And I look at the other nationalities around me, they're in construction. They run the construction. The labor force is what's necessary right now. Carpentry. We have to teach our children carpentry, construction, automobile mechanic, plumbing, farming, animal husbandry, gardening, sewing, baking. It's time for us to go back to skills we once used in our daily lives instead of paying people who sometimes live off of our communities. They come from other cultures and different communities, and they are maximizing the dollar. So that's why I'm so happy now, because we have an opportunity to take the fear that we have for whatever reason we are afraid. Because, I mean, come on, this is just a rotation system. And the rotation is now we have an opportunity to just take this time to really connect to what it is going to support us. Buying land, that's what we need to do. I see the people in my neighborhood or my community. It's changed so much. You have people, 5, 6 families join together and buy a plot of land. We have to do that again and learn how to farm so you can take care of yourself and not look towards the canning of goods and the packagings of breads. That's the only way that we can live. When I look in the grocery store, I ask myself, how can people with children survive? How can they survive? The prices of the food is unreal. So let's take this energy. Don't send me anything about praying for the chaos that's going to happen. Take that energy and call me and say you want to be able to teach a class this summer when we have summer school here for the children. That's what I want. Because I am so happy that some of you know already that Obatala, Moferefu, Ifa, Moferefu, my ancestors, Moferefu, Oshun, all of the work that we have done. Some of you have paid into the Give Butter project of the temple. Y'all know I've been waiting on it. I've been paying for it. And when it doesn't pay, I have to find other ways. We had fundraisers, we had fundraisers and we did not come up with all of the money. One of my clients, she's probably maybe on here. She said, yeah, are you still trying to pay for that? How much does it pay for the payoff? I says $42,000 for us to pay it off. She said, to pay it if I continue paying, in little increments as I was paying it, $590. And she said, well, how much is it to pay it off? And I told her it was $11,000. She said, what? And you don't have that? I says, no. And y'all know me. I'm not for the, begging out there and asking you, can you please build a temple? Y'all, I have been grown to be at the point where I will be asking. My biggest thing is I did it, and I did it with the community. That's what I feel. But, I had to shift. And my students said, no, it's time for you to go out there and solicit and ask. And I'm so grateful that, we had $5,000 came in from our fundraiser, the first fundraiser that we had. But that didn't pay off into the thing. That was just paying for the interest. And so to make a long story short, because why I want to just dance to Obatala, for y'all to dance to Obatala, is that this student said to me, what are you doing this week? And I said, I'll be home. She said, something is coming. That woman said, that lady said $9,000. $9,000 so we could pay off the shed. Yes. Y'all did it. By showing up here and supporting me in the platforms that I am. Y'all know my dream is that we'll be able to have the children come in. We don't have to have any fees for them. They just show up. That's what we want. We want the children to learn how to take care of themselves, the herbs, the garden, teach them what each tea is good for. That's what I'm about. I don't get hung up with whether you're speaking this or your Orisha is better than mine. We thinking about the babies. We thinking about ourselves. I'm thinking about myself when I get old, that I need to be in a place where people know the herbs, the plants, the things that help me. And we have the children, the students, you young people to come and help me hold the chicken when I'm doing the ebal. And my little hands, you know. One thing that I have to say here, Obatala, when he came down in possession at the Obatala festival on August 28th, the first thing that Obatala said, there's trouble ahead. Do not live in fear. For those of you who were there, you remember that. Do not live in fear. When I hear that, I know fear is coming, because, I mean, you could have talked about something else. But when Obatala says, do not be afraid, sit at the feet of your elders, learn, and he made specific, not up here, but in here. Learn to heal yourself. Focus on the things that you want. So stay in the realm of knowing that all of that that's going on, it has always been on. It's an opportunity now to turn it on within. Start looking at what we can do for this summer, what we can do for the next 4 years to change the way that we're going. Going to the grocery store and paying a gallon of milk for $5 and a loaf of bread for $7. How are you feeding your kids? Because we stopped baking. We stopped baking. Right? And so it is time, you know, heading to the mountaintop, honey. The mountaintop is hope, is knowing that if Obatala could bring $9,000 right there, what we can do if we come together and start growing our gardens. Take your vacation and have it here. So the next fundraiser that we're having for the next couple of months, hopefully 1 month, is to insulate it, because now that some of you came last week before last for the Ifa festival, and Orisha being Orisha, taught us what it means to be in discomfort while you're getting Orisha. But the bigger thing was, I think Obatala was showing us the importance of us coming together, focusing, and making sure that we have the quality place so when we come to unite here on this land, we're warm. It was so cold for the first 2 days. Now we have 78, 80 degrees. Ever since that, after the student left, the weather's changed. That was science. So this is our opportunity now. The next fundraiser, we are going to be focusing on putting in the insulation in the building. And it's not going to be that much. It's like maybe $7,000 to put the insulation in, the heater and the air conditioning. Baby, have your vacation here. Have your family reunion. We got 5 friggin' acres. Yes, get your children signed up with the upcoming children's rites of passage, the teenage rites of passage, the stuff that's going out there is just giving us an opportunity for us to refocus. Yes, yes, yes. So this is a happy day. It's a day for us to take that fear, because fear and faith cannot live in the same house, in the same room, in the same space. So you make a choice. You make a choice that what happens and what has happened and what will happen for the next 4 years. We have an opportunity to know, well, I know where I'm going. I know what I'm investing myself in. I know what I'm investing my community in. And that's what the reading of the year said. Community, family, elders. So, baby, this is a great time for Obatala. This is a great time for you, because you have the power to be everything that you want for yourself. Go out there, 5 or 6 of you, come together and get some land. And if you don't want to farm it, there are people in the community that want to farm it. If you want to they got tiny houses now that you can get on Amazon for $20,000, and they bring it and drop it on your compound. All you need to have is a septic system. Baby, attach it to your house. I watch these people that come from third world countries. In my neighborhood, they are living. There's a man I pass his garden. That's going to be my garden next year. Huge. And he's still reaping stuff. So I'm going back to canning, because I know how to can. I'm going back to smoking. I know how to do that. The man around the corner know how to smoke meat. All those animals that we make for sacrifices and that, we can't just keep them in the freezer. I just cleaned out my freezer of stuff that we had the entire year. Smoke it. Smoke the goats, smoke the chickens, and have them for us to live. Versus thinking we got to go to the grocery store and put it in the freezer, and heaven forbid the grid get attacked and there are no more refrigeration. We got to teach our children how to survive. We're the second generation that felt, oh, we got to go to college and we got to get these degrees and we have to do that, which is fine. But make sure that don't get you stupid that you're thinking that that's what it is, the liberation of your people or the liberation of black and brown people. This is a time for us to come together as a nation. This is time for us to come together as community to recognize that we are all living in the same place. We are all breathing the same oxygen. So in trying to feel like, oh, they won, we lost, or we lost and they won. Some people wrote their names in for the presidency. Some people did not vote. Whatever. It doesn't matter because change is going to be change. Take this change and not be in a place of fear. Take this change and use your rituals, do your meditation, community. When you are in your sisters group, your sorority, speak about the things that's affecting us as a community, as a family, as a people. Take action. Join forces, get land, start farming, learning the skills, teaching our boys and girls how to. I had to call a plumber the other day. It was $85 for him to come. You know what he did? I had thrown some water in the toilet and didn't realize that I put a fork. So the water wasn't going down. When I paid him $85 to come, $40 to take a long thing with a hook, go down there and say, oh, this is the culprit. I said, that's it? So you can't give me anything? But he said, no, ma'am, that's my... Can you imagine that? We need plumbers. We need construction. When you look at all these new buildings that's going up, baby. People of color. This is your children, my grandchildren. So that's why I'm so happy, is that this is a time for us to. Because next year, most of the food that I eat is going to come from my yard. Last year, my garden was just beautiful. It was abundant. And I learned a lot because a tree fell on it and kind of crushed the sides of it. So my lesson was, don't plant right there where you got trees, pine trees that's going to fall. So I'm taking a whole section and we're going to have tomatoes. I'm going to eating most of the things there. I have a sister friend that lives not too far from here and knows how to make bread. Going to show me how to make bread. I know how to sew. We need to teach the children how to sew, make their own clothes, make clothes that they can sell. Baby, I started working. The first job that I had, I was 9 years old. I've always been an entrepreneur. And if you read the book, I think it's in the book. I started selling what we call doodle. I took Kool-Aid, sugar, mixed it, put it in the ice trays and sold them in my community. I started 9 years old, 9 or 10. So teach your children entrepreneurship. College is fine, but make sure that they're taking something that they can bring back. Because as for the computer world, it looks like it's the big money, or acting, and that it looks like the big money. Baby, if we're not making the computers, you're just working for somebody else. Because the war secretly right now, in my opinion, is on who's going to get Africa so they can get the raw materials. That's, for me, the bottom line. What am I going to do is I'm going to create a world that I'm not going crazy. I'm not out there trying to create anything crazy. I'm just going to do what I see is happening and using community rituals to control everything. We can use community rituals, ceremonies. How do you think our ancestors won Haiti and the freedom in Jamaica? It was not sitting around and waiting to vote. It was by spiritual work. So we can come together, and if you want that house, that building, we come together, we do the ritual, we do the reading, and we get it. Do not sit back. Do not sit back. Do not sit back. So that's how I felt today, and I wanted you to know you got the power to have the peace you want. And don't send me any emails or and whatever about fear. I don't believe in that. If you read my book, y'all know I've walked through the valley of the shadow of death, even with a gun to my head. And I fear no evil, because Orisha is with me. So we're going to all head up to the mountaintop. We are all going to head up to the mountaintop so that Obatala's blessing is going to bring us through this. So I just wanted to call Obatala for us, and so that we can then really believe that Obatala got your back. I got so excited that in this, I went and dropped off where I was supposed to be looking. Here it is. Because we did in the beginning, right? But we want us to remember, who is Obatala? Obatala made all of us. He made the heads. He made each and every one of us. So I want you to listen to this while you just allow yourself to just breathe. Take 3 cleansing breaths before you go back to work or before you go back to what it is you're doing.
Is our ability to intuit, to download, and to connect to peace. I was inspired to make this.
So just take this
music
3 cleansing
as a
breaths.
way of sharing.
And we're going to do a little meditation, and then I'm going to call Obatala, Obatayan.
All the Orisha. Obatala lives inside of each and every one of us. And so Obatala is the owner of all heads. Obatala is our ability to intuit, to download, and to connect to peace that everyone is seeking. Obatala is struggle
and
then
peace.
Peace. Obstruction and clarity. The children of Obatala will face many adversities.
You will face many adversities.
Only through adversity you can appreciate peace and calm.
The only way you can have peace is through adversity.
No matter what Obatala goes through, as an entity, as an energy, as a force, it always realizes its power by remaining
peaceful,
by remaining clear, optimistic
and having hope.
So Obatala is the energy that when you feel like you've hit rock bottom, Obatala got your back. When everything else seems dark or distant or disorganized, Obatala comes in and gives you clarity. It makes you say yes to life. So this music is an opportunity for you to look at the challenges that you may be going through or the things that you've gone through and recognize that it's all going to be fine. When you change your perception from being lost or victimized or being traumatized, when you change that to knowing that I am bigger than this, I am better than that, because I am not alone, then you know Obatala. Obatala is the energy that makes you know that your father is protecting you. Your mother is protecting you. And that's Obatala. The male energy, female energy.
Today, find somewhere to sit in peace.
And knowing that you have the power to do great. The energy of peace and the triumph over adversity.
And the energy to triumph over
when we get bombarded with the little trivial things, Obatala says, all of that you see down there is irrelevant. What you are seeing is what I see. So whenever you want to connect to Obatala,
find someone to sit.
Sit on a mountain. Sit on a hill. Sit somewhere that can give you perspective.
Ashe Baba, Epa Orisha, Epa Orisha. Enuaye mi Moshe o, enuaye mi Baba. Eruaye Obatala, eruaye Baba, eruaye mi Baba. Obatala, Orisha fini, ekure, bobo wa enya puerere. Eru ayé mi mo ṣe o. Eru ayé Ọbàtálá mi bàbá. Eru ayé mi mo ṣe o. Yeyefini pòyìn o. Ọbàtálá òrìṣà fínífíní èkúrè. Gbogbo wa ẹ̀yin àbúwèrèrè. Eru ayé mi mo ṣe o. Epa bàbá mi Ọbàtálá òrìṣà epa. Eru ayé mi bàbá. Eru ayé mi mo ṣe o. Epa bàbá mi Ọbàtálá epa. Eru ayé mi bàbá. Ọbàtálá òrìṣà fínífíní èkúrè. Gbogbo wa ẹ̀yin àbúwèrèrè. Ọbàtálá bàbá mi ò adúpẹ́ fún ìlera o. Bàbá mi Ọbàtálá adúpẹ́ o. Adúpẹ́ o bàbá mi Ọbàtálá fún àlàáfíà. Adúpẹ́ bàbá fún ìlera o. Adúpẹ́ o bàbá mi Ọbàtálá fún sùúrù. Adúpẹ́ o fún orí tiwa o. Epa o òrìṣà ńlá. Epa o òrìṣà ńlá. Epa o òrìṣà ńlá. Adúpẹ́ o, adúpẹ́ o, adúpẹ́ o bàbá. Adúpẹ́ o tọ́jú wa. Adúpẹ́ o tọ́jú wa bàbá. Tọ́jú wa bàbá mi Ọbàtálá. Tọ́jú gbogbo ọmọ tirẹ̀ bàbá mi Ọbàtálá. Adúpẹ́ o, adúpẹ́ o, mo dúpẹ́ o. Àwájú bàjẹ́ bàbá. Epa òrìṣà òrìṣà epa bàbá mi Ọbàtálá. Today and every day, may you find a place of peace. Sit on the mountain, sit somewhere in your life, in your house, in your home, to connect to the divine within you. You have the power, you've always had the power to remain calm and to find peace, because at the end of the day, there's only peace and there's only love. Adúpẹ́, adúpẹ́, adúpẹ́. Y'all have a wonderful, 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 wonderful day. Ashe. Odabo. Y'all have a good day. You put on my CD, play it, dance.